And I'm gonna make sure I clean off my camera because somebody even said something about that earlier. I was like, Lord, y'all Pluto and Virgo people, baby, let it go. Everything ain't perfection. Everything ain't gotta be perfection, okay? What's the problem now? I'm gonna clean it off for y'all though. Okay, so we gonna make this video because happy Monday. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna get it out properly. I got a little time now. I should have a little time. Hopefully everybody can figure out what they need to do and be okay for a little bit. So we gonna spend some time. So this video is gonna be about each generation. Now, this came to me earlier and I was just like, we gotta talk about generations and really the time that we're entering right now and what's going on, right? And so people were really at odds for no reason. I'm just gonna be honest. Well, you should be for some reasons, but y'all having the wrong odds, if that makes sense right now. So I was like, let me make a conversation about, we'll make a video about this and make sure this is evergreen. So whenever you watch this, you may watch this later on, decades from now, etc. I wanted to really break this down for historical purposes and just different things because it's just a lot that's happening in society, a lot more than what most people have ever experienced. And so people are kind of freaking out and stuff. But there's several reasons for that. And so anyway, we're going to talk about generations. Talking about boomers, Generation X, Generation Z, Gen Alpha, after Alpha. We're going to kind of go through this. And one thing that I will say to everybody is that astrology's like been a taboo. I didn't know it was a taboo though. I don't know why. I just thought it was just a science, but I guess it's a taboo subject, and I didn't know that. And so because everybody always talk about their sun signs, I'm like, you be shouting out your sun sign all the time. So I'm confused as why you think astrology is a taboo. So it's so weird. The only reason why most people don't really understand astrology in depth is because technically people just wanted to control your energy at the end of the day and control who you are. Really, that's what it boils down to. We don't get deep into it, but just let you know kind of what the thing was. And that's why they made it a taboo subject. And so we're going to talk about that today, right? We're going to talk about the different generations, where their Pluto sign is, why you need to understand, like, everybody really is coming in and doing what they need to do, to be honest. And I'm going to tell you in layman's terms and also what's happening now. Well, we don't get deep into that. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about boomers. Okay. This is y'all, I know if you joined this video before and I keep getting interrupted. Okay. So that's been the issue. I keep getting interrupted. So we're gonna have to do this. So I'm gonna have to answer questions after the fact. Let me get through this because I don't be having a lot of time to like really even get on social media. But how you guys doing? All right, said hi at the beginning of the video. Okay, so boomers. Let's talk about boomers. So everybody talks about baby boomers and everybody's just going in, going off, this, that, and other. I get it. But honestly, they have done their job. They are doing their job. They are Pluto and Leo, Pluto and Virgo generation. So if you are seeing anything about astrology, because it's everywhere right now, think about the traits of a Leo, think about traits of a Virgo. Doesn't matter where they were born in, what their sun sign is. The Pluto sign also has energy. That's why you need to understand your entire chart so you can understand the energy that you're walking with this lifetime, okay? Their theme is we change the world. Now, they went through a lot of wars. They went through capitalism building up. Now we're in late stage capitalism for the rest of us. We're experiencing the downturn of it, and all those things, right? And they're one of the largest generations, right? That's why they were called the baby boomers. But in layman's terms, it's going to be a short video. We'll give you kind of one of their things to do, which is what they're doing, has to be done. The world, as we know it, has to end. The new world has to come in. They have to take the structures and the systems with them. So you know how people always complain, like, why are they in their positions forever? Why have they not left? Why are they still there? They got to take this with them, because if they teach you all that stuff, you would not ever go rebuild something better so we can get rid of the things that should not be in our society. Are you getting out there fulfilling their purpose? You didn't think about it that way, did you? Okay. So that's baby boomers. So technically they're fulfilling their purpose. Now we're not talking about all the things that all of us are dealing with. We all deal with the divide and conquer, the racial things, the systematic racism, the income inequality, the whatever it may be. You know, each land, country, wherever you watch this is in the world, everybody has something that they're dealing with on a regular basis, right? That's our society things that we're dealing with. I'm saying overall that energy for that generation, that's what they're walking with, and that's what they came and do, because the generations after, as you listen to this, have to build. Okay? So, Generation X. They're Pluto in Virgo and Libra. They are rechange the rules. So when you think about Gen X, y'all don't hear a lot about Gen X, do y'all? Be like, where's Gen X at? What are they doing? You got to think about, they were the latchkey kids, right? They had to learn independence, adaptability heavy. They were not allowed to really understand the rules or ever follow them because they kept changing their whole entire life. So when they say we change the rules, they're going to be the ones to help change it, because guess what? They already didn't even accept the rules at the end of the day because they never got allowed to. Do you see how this works? Do you see how God be putting the people in place to make things happen? Source, God, whatever you believe in. Or if it's just yourself. You see how the universe be working. You know, we don't do the divide and conquer things over here. We respect all people's rights. As long as you do good business and don't do no harm to yourself and others, that's the universal law, and that's what everybody should be going by. That covers everything. Y'all be arguing about stuff y'all shouldn't argue about. That's what y'all do. Y'all gonna figure out that it don't make sense in a minute. Eventually. It's gonna take y'all a while to get there. But that is Gen X. They have to be the eldership through the change of the world, because they're going to be the ones that have not bought into the old system as much. Be like, yeah, you know what? That do need change because we got this, and that. That doesn't make sense. How do we make sure that happens? And they're not going to stop it, because guess what? They're already independent. They don't need validation. They are, people think they're stealth. They got their dog in them. You see how this all works? Millennials. Y'all are the Pluto and Libra and Scorpio generation. You are here to change the world view. When you think of millennials, what do you think? I think internet content creation, yelling about every single thing that you can think of, from the family structure to the marriage to the education to this and other. They are changing the worldview. They have the horn. They are using the horn, and they are saying, hey, this is wrong. Look at this. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. Do you see how each generation plays a part? How do we get this to go from this? This doesn't make sense any longer. How do we do this? So they are doing their part to change the worldview, to say, I don't think this makes sense anymore. Let's actually have some emotions now. You see how that works? They Libra and Scorpio. Look at those traits of Libra and Scorpio, and they'll be like, dang, they carrying that energy. Even though they may be an Aries, or they may be a Sagittarius, they may be something else, but if you really dig deeper, you realize they also carrying those signatures as well. Generation Z. Pluto in Sagittarius and Capricorn. They are here to be the change. Gen Z. Now, what's very interesting to me, and this is one thing that I'll say to the younger generations, you guys are really learning quickly that the internet is a psyop. And you guys are going back to the flip phone. I don't know where my flip phone is. It's somewhere around. I'll probably hear it ring in a minute. But they only highlight the opposite side of Gen Z, and that's on purpose. But if you are talking to Gen Z and you realize what they doing, they on a whole nother level. They are here to be the change, and they know they're here to be the change. They are creating the jobs they know are going to be needed. They're talking about sustainable communities, how they're going to have to do this, and that. They already know. Sagittarius, Capricorns, them two things right there, if you think about the Archer, Capricorn's builder, led by Saturn, Sagittarius, led by Jupiter, it's like, what I got to do to go figure out. I ain't really got the energy to stay, some people call it Sagittarian because it's like they be on the go, they be moving. Capricorn, like, okay, well, let me look in the back and let me see what we got to do, what we got to build. Sit right here for a minute. Let me go build this up. Y'all see how this works? Y'all starting to connect the dots yet? Then you got Gen Alpha. They are the Pluto. Their Pluto is also, well, mostly in Capricorn, but also Sagittarius because they're bringing in Gen Alpha. And that tells you that, guess what? We got some building to do. We got some building to do. To have a whole generation being born in Capricorn, we got some building to do. So it literally says we bring in the future. They got to build a new world. Are y'all starting to catch? Like, every generation comes in with the energy to do what is necessary. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have good and bad and evil in the generation. I'm just telling you the overarching theme of each. Because what has to begin to happen, and this is not for everybody, but for those who are aligned with this message, for those who are starting to understand, okay, humanity is really going through a shift for the next 7 to 14 years, and I'm here to help in that shift. Let me figure out what my piece is, even if it's just the piece is me, helping others in my community or whatever, because you're getting ready to set the tone for that land, wherever country you in, for the next few decades. This is why the world is fighting. This is why the leaders are fighting for position. It's time for the people to begin to understand what's going on. Right? It's like, dang, this happening, that happened, this happening, this happening. Because it's time to move on to the next thing. It's ran its course. Next, after Alpha. Now, we don't know what they're going to be about. We don't know what they're going to do. We're really going to determine. It's going to be really based off of what all we accomplish that are here right now and what we get done and not get done. But their Pluto's going to be in Aquarius, which you already know. Aquarius is about the new world. If you ain't listening to what they talking about Aquarius and the age of Aquarius and all this and that, go ahead and pay attention to it now because we're in it. Basically, we're in the age of Pisces, which was 2,000 years old. And if you see people talking on the internet, they're like, oh my God, y'all accepted this and this and this and that. Everybody was walking through the world unconsciously. Now, everybody has the opportunity to start walking through the world consciously. This is why things that were accepted back then are no longer accepted now. And some people will say, oh, they just so soft. They so this, they so that. Not understanding, no. We were unconscious in allowing things that shouldn't have happened to happen. And now we're becoming conscious like, no, that doesn't make sense anymore. Why are we doing that? You see how the difference is? And then, of course, you got all the agendas and the power players and this, that, and the other. And the agenda on top of the agenda on top of the agenda. The people behind the people, whatever. We ain't talking about that. I just want to talk about the people. So y'all can kind of get some context so you can begin to lock in, as the young people say. See how they came up with their turn? They already knew. We got to start locking in. You come in equipped with the energy you're supposed to have for your time on this earth. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand at the end of the day. Regardless of everything that's going on, because all of us are dealing with life and all the things. Always. So begin to understand what that energy is, what your signature is, so you can lock in and get on one accord so we can get things done we need to get done. So, I got to get that video out without nobody interrupting me this time. What? So, whenever you watch this, whatever year it is, I am hoping that humanity makes it to the place it's supposed to get to, and that the frequencies rise, and this, that, and other. And those who wanted to keep it as a dystopia did not get it there, and that, we've done our job to get you to where you need to be, right? And then you can learn a little bit about us, or learn now. But I'm talking more for future people, from when you come to find this video and stuff. So I just wanted to say that because the people that are alive now, y'all fighting about stuff that we gotta let go so we can get busy. We're literally building a new world. That's what Revelations was all about. Talk to you guys later. Be blessed.